the history of the Middle East, the Institute of Religion has always played a significant role and has also had a remarkable influence on other social institutions. In this article, we try to draw a comprehensive image of the place of religion in Iranian and Turkish societies, with regards to the fact that religious rituals are currently occurring in both societies. At first, we begin with the political history of Iran, focusing on the 1979 revolution and the foundation of the Turkish Republic in 1923. We will then present a comparative analysis of the cultural dimensions of religion in both Iranian and Turkish societies. Iranian contemporary history is divided into two parts. First is the Pahlavi dynasty and the post-1979 revolution, while the second one is the Islamic Republic. The concept and place of religion in Iran has changed in these political periods and is the reason why we start with these two eras. Understanding religion in Iran at the time of Pahlavi dynasty was cultural. In other words, there was no structural pressure and obligations from the government onto society for performing religious rituals. In a sense, for the Iranian society before the 1979 revolution, religion was something individual and consisted of cultural values. After the triumph of the Iranian Revolution up until now, this understanding of religion started to change. Iran, after the revolution, became an Islamic state titled the Islamic Republic of Iran. With regards to these changes, all institutions of Iran, as it was expected, became Islamic-based. This condition made religion an ideological understanding, since the people who live in Iran have to feel and follow the Islamic rules in all areas of their life. In summary, the understanding of religion in Iran has changed since the revolution in such a way that we can call this a substantial shift from one of culture to considering religion as a concept based on ideology. In other words, Iran left the secular system and started to be an Islamic ideological system. In the subsequent section, we take a look as the reverse of this transformation took place in Turkey. The significant point of modern Turkish history starts with the birth of the republic founded by Mustafa Kemal Atatürk in 1923. Turkey became a secular society under the new republic, while before that the Ottoman Empire was an Islamic government and all its institutions were based on Sharia under a political system called Caliphate. As mentioned before, after the triumph of the new republic over the Sharia system, the former was replaced by a secular system and all social institutions in Turkey were based on secularism as a principle introduced by Atatürk. We can find a valid articulation of this principle in the Turkish constitution. According to the constitution, the Turkish government is secular.
Cumhuriyetimizin 10. yılını doldurdu. En büyük bayramdır. Kutlu olsun. Bu anda büyük Türk milletinin bir ferdi olarak bu kutlu güne kavuşmanın en derin sevinci ve heyecanı içindeyim. Yurttaşlarım, az zamanda çok ve büyük işler yaptık.
It is important to highlight the mentioned article as it shows the influence of the secular system on the perceptions of religion in Turkish society. What is the difference between cultural and ideological understandings of religion? For a comprehensive analysis, we should first define cultural and ideological understandings of religion. We prefer to put forward our definition with regards to social and political tolerance, since these determine and constitute the structure of interactions within the society itself. As one of three main classic sociologists, Max Weber discussed and pointed to the relation between religiosity and tolerance, and suggested that attending religious gatherings decreases political tolerance. Stauffer also found that people have different levels of tolerance based on their religion. So on the one hand, if a society has been shaped by an ideological understanding of religion, as we can see in Iran, then the social tolerance would probably be weak. On the other hand, if a society is based on a cultural understanding of religion, or when it has a secular political system, as observed in Turkish society, then social tolerance should be greater. In summary, in Iran, religion can become a way for people to build their own social, political, and cultural identities and powers. That is also a valid and expected act in the eyes of the Islamic establishment. Moreover, Islamic government awards it with significant privileges such as political, social, and financial ones for those who follow their lines. These mentioned advantages are the origins and constituents of ideological understanding of religion in Iran. But in Turkey, before the AK party came into power, the conditions were so different. However, after the AK party and their attempts to form an Islamic society, the cultural understanding of religion has been on the agenda since it is placed in the center of cultural codes of Turkish society. And it is also a part of the legal dimensions of Turkish secular constitution. In fact, the religion for Turkish society bears cultural values as Turkish people learn it and internalize it in socialization processes. Moreover, Turkish people do not learn that value by the force of political power, such as it was a subject matter in Iran after the 1979 revolution. They rather use those values and practices with their own consents and preferences. This is why here we can talk about a hegemony existing in the secular structures of Turkish society that paves the way for a kind of cultural and individual conception of religion. To put it differently, educational apparatus of the state, as Louis Althusser developed the term, carry specific values of any given society. Therefore, looking at the position of religion in Turkish and Iranian societies, we can find out that the secular structure of the former leads to a sort of cultural and individual conception of religion, while non-secular structures of the latter give rise to a more ideologically constructed apprehension of religion. As mentioned before, these different understandings of the same phenomenon stem from various functions of the educational apparatuses of the governments, and thus it brings about a chain of remarkable alternations regarding the social and political tolerance among people.